Smackdown Live tonight left us with more questions on top of questions on top of questions on top of questions. And in the WWE Universe, folks, it's never a good thing. Case in point, Sasha Banks and Bayley to open Smackdown Live tonight. Is there even an attempt at a heel turn? Is a heel turn in these women's future on WWE television? With Charlotte, who's a heel, getting beat down at the end of that segment, I couldn't tell a goddamn thing about who's babyface and heel on SmackDown Live. Also, Cedric Alexander loses in the King of the Ring. Ali loses in the King of the Ring. Why? These are two of the best wrestlers you have on the entire roster, yet in the King of the Ring tournament, Elias and Baron Corbin still remain in the King of the Ring tournaments. Is Erick Rowan going rogue? Is he on his own? Why is Daniel Bryan turning babyface? Better question is, who is driving the goddamn forklift? I don't think WWE has any idea who the culprit really is in this Roman Reigns Scooby-Doo mystery. All this and so much more right here for SmackDown Live on Off the Script.
Delete this man.
Alive with you. People still Roman Reigns and Erick Rowan. Excuse me. Rowan. Roman Reigns and Rowan is a Clash of Champions pay-per-view match, folks. On what planet would this constitute as a pay-per-view contest on WWE television? I'll wait. The answer is never, folks. The answer is never. It's not even worthy of WWE superstars, yet here we are. Clash of Champions in about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. And we have Rowan versus Reigns that will be contested in a non-championship matchup on a pay-per-view that is about defending championships. Good job there, WWE. Good job there. I guess that one went over your head in the creative meeting, or maybe Vince McMahon ripped up another script 45 minutes before they went live on the USA Network. Are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? Now, I could make Rowan and Reigns a great pay-per-view match if I was playing WWE 2K20, wink wink. But on Clash of Champions in real life? Come on, bro. Give me a break with this garbage. I don't know what the hell I watched tonight. I really don't. From the opening segment to the King of the Ring tournament to what we've seen close this show. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I really don't. But what I do know is that tomorrow, depending on when you watch this, tomorrow, today, Chris Van Vliet sat down with me at StarCast over the weekend. AEW All Out. Sat me down. Very gracious, very humbled, and very fortunate that he reached out to me and wanted to sit me down on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Van Vliet will be uploading on his channel the interview, the sit-down interview with me, about 40 minutes long. Sat down for a little bit, man. On his channel, Chris Van Vliet and JD, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you guys go and check that out and leave some positivity over there, man. Really, I've been having a bad week. Seriously, in all seriousness, I've been having a terrible week. Maybe one day I'll tell you why, but I would love to see you guys over there and enjoying what he's uploaded, man. It's a real in-depth interview to give you guys just a backstory on me and how I got started and why I am the way I am. So I want to thank him, as always, for being such a great guy, man. He's one of the best guys in the community, and I seriously hope that I could work with him one day, and I wish him all the best on All Elite Wrestling, TNT. He's going to kill it. And Chris Van Vliet, thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. But make sure you guys go and do that tomorrow. I will be sleeping at 9 a.m. because that's just what I do. I have my own schedule. I can sleep to whenever I want. And I hope to see you guys when I wake up with some positivity in the comments, and hit those thumbs up and subscribe to Chris on YouTube. I don't know, man. I really don't know what's going on with SmackDown Live. I'm going to try my best. I really am. I'm going to try my best to break this shit down tonight. But I am just as confused as anybody. I really don't even know, man. And I mentioned this. I don't want to dive too deep because I want to go over it in the order that it happened. I mentioned this on Monday Night Raw Review. It's going to be very difficult for WWE to turn Sasha Banks heel because I don't think that people want to boo her. And that was evidence. That was clear as day with Bayley. Bayley turned quote-unquote heel on Monday Night Raw. She came out to a resounding ovation on SmackDown Live. You would have never even thought that Bayley was as boring as she was or has been in the recent weeks, recent months, forever, if you watched SmackDown Live tonight. I don't even know if there's a heel turn in these women's future. I really don't. King of the Ring, man, WWE had something so great going, and within 1 week, they tarnished everything. They tarnished everything. How on earth do you book a tournament with Cedric Alexander and Ali losing in the same week on separate brands, and Corbin and Elias are still alive in this tournament? I don't understand it. And does WWE even know what is going on? Does WWE even know what is going on with the Bryan Scooby-Doo mystery revolving around Roman Reigns? Who is it? Who is it? There's one thing that people are forgetting, folks. There has to be another individual involved in this. Because Rowan tonight clearly stated he was driving the vehicle that ran into Roman Reigns. But they left out one key piece of evidence. Who was driving the forklift? Who was driving the forklift? If Rowan was shown shoving the crates shown on camera, then someone clearly had to be driving the forklift, which knocked the other piece of Titantron or staging equipment on top of Roman Reigns. So there has to be somebody else. Either WWE went brain dead, or we're brain dead for expecting WWE to give us something cool in this murder mystery revolving around Roman Reigns. So much we got to go over tonight. I don't know what I'm going to say, but I'm glad you guys are here, man. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. The little blue bird will appreciate it. We just hit 28,000 subscribers, man. Thank you guys so very much. Our Instagram and Twitter are killing it right now, coming out of All Out Weekend in Chicago. Hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. And if you guys are coming over from Chris's channel, I want to thank not only him, but thank you guys as well for allowing me to grace your ears and worthy enough to hit that subscribe button down below. If you guys want to support the podcast on Patreon, completely optional. It is up to you. It is the only way to get exclusive content not available on YouTube. Make sure you guys do that. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. Podcast tonight is brought to you by my fine friends over at The Ridge. Ridge.com/script. Make sure you guys type that code in at checkout. You're going to save 10% off. They got power bricks, USB cables. They got wallets, backpacks, and knives, man. Everything you guys need to make your daily life as simple as possible. I got the wallet. I use it every day, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I don't have to worry about being George Costanza with my leather wallet tearing and ripping and making a big hole in my pocket. I don't have to have this tumor-like size in my left pocket, man, when I have my wallet on me. I love it. The Ridge is so great. I've been using it ever since I got myself one, and it's so durable, and it keeps everything as far as your IDs and credit cards safe. And I want you guys to go get yours today. Go to the Ridge, man. Ridge.com/script. Check out everything you need to make your life simple. And if you find anything on there, use code SCRIPT at checkout. 10% off everything on their website. Thanks to the Ridge for supporting Off the Script. Folks, I swear on my channel's life, I really do. I looked at my phone before I hit record on this SmackDown review tonight. And I looked at my MLB app. This has nothing to do with SmackDown Live tonight, by the way. Clowns, please, let me rant. Looked at my phone, just plugged in next to me on silent. Looked at my MLB app. The Braves had beaten the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Hot. We are hot going into September. That's what you need to be. And I looked at the rest of the scoreboard and I'm like, yep, okay. There we go. That's the score I wanted to see. Mets 10, Washington 4. So I put my phone down. I'm like, another game up. And we got the Nationals this weekend. Let's end them completely. I go on Twitter because I break this stuff up after I do the advertisements and my spoken word. I kind of edit it in a way where I still have record going, but I'm not recording. So I go on Twitter. And I see the Solomonster posts, this is a devastating loss, blah, 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 for the Mets. I'm like, what? Literally, I just picked up my phone 20 minutes ago, and the score was 10-4. I look at my phone after reading his tweet, and the score is 11-10. Final, Nationals beat the Mets. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my God, how fucking terrible can you be? Awful. If you are a Mets fan, you must be a depressed soul. Seriously. I don't know, man. Watching the Mets. Imagine being a Mets fan. Being a Mets fan is like watching Monday Night Raw 7 days a week. I don't know if I can handle that, man. Holy shit. Can't do me this favor. Awful. But you know what? The more we get on into the season, especially this time of year, September, October, the more the games are rigged. Just come the MLB playoffs, man, you'll be seeing a vastly different game than you see from April till August. Believe me, I know for a fact. Watching Braves playoff baseball is the most agita-inducing chore that one could undertake. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Sometimes I wish that I was watching Monday Night Raw. Awful. It's terrible, man. It's not a good feeling. Anyway, we're here to talk about wrestling. We're not here to talk about the Mets and their shitty bullpen woes. SmackDown Live opened up tonight with Bayley. The beautiful Bayley comes on out. SmackDown Live Women's Champion. And she turned heel on Monday Night Raw. Heel. Let me say that again, folks. Heel. And I use that word, heel, very loosely because I don't think WWE knows what a heel is anymore. Now, Bayley needed to go heel. It's been the same situation with Sasha Banks. She needed to go heel. Sasha needed to go heel. And it's not in between. It's not some baby face and some heel, or some heel and with a dose of baby face. No, it's all heel. 100%. I used a terrible comparison last night. I was fucking just slapping myself silly over the comparison. You can't compare Tommaso Ciampa because I thought back and I watched back what I said. And I'm like, Tommaso Ciampa was getting chants of asshole and fuck you, Ciampa, when he was in the ring with Johnny. That was a terrible comparison. If I wanted to use the right comparison, it's more of an Adam Cole comparison. Because who really hates Adam Cole? Adam Cole comes off as a heel, but you don't boo Adam Cole. Adam Cole's a heel. And everybody yells, Adam Cole, baby, with their hands in the air as Undisputed Era comes on out. You know, he may be a heel, he may be a prick, and a damn good one, but that's what Sasha Banks reminds me of. Sasha Banks needs to get that Ciampa heat. Fuck you, Sasha, is what we need to hear, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, and after tonight, I genuinely think that's never going to happen. Bayley came out, and the fans did give her, to me, from what I seen with my own ears and my own eyes, it was more of a mixed reaction for Bayley tonight on SmackDown Live. But it was definitely swaying towards more of the positive than the negative. That's just from what I heard. So she takes the microphone and she says, so people say they didn't see it coming and can't believe she did what she did. She said Sasha, her best friend, has been through so much that she always will have her back. She said nothing has changed and she's still trying to show the people the kind of champion she's trying to be for the division. I'm trying to give people opportunities and I'm trying to lift people up with my whole heart. Trust me, I've given my whole heart. Think about the kids. She said ever since she first stepped into a ring, she's been trying to make fans feel like she did when she was a kid. She said the value she is teaching kids is loyalty, which is why she has stuck with Sasha all this way, including last night on Monday Night Raw. She said she will beat the most selfish person on the entire roster at Clash of Champions. Vince? Is that you? Oh, no, Charlotte. She's talking about Charlotte Flair, not Vince McMahon. I'd like to see Vince McMahon take a Bayley to belly into a bank statement, but, you know, we can't have everything in this world. Charlotte Flair. She said Charlotte has no idea what it's like to be a role model. Charlotte then obviously came out. I don't know which Android version of Charlotte this is. She looks different every single week. This might be version 6.7 off the conveyor belt. I don't know anymore. So, Charlotte comes on out. She says she's the queen of selfishness. Charlotte said people say a lot about her, but what you see is what you get. What do I actually get, Charlotte? Plastic surgery? What do I actually get, Charlotte? How many plastic surgeries is that now? 6, 7? I lost count. Maybe several battery changes along the way. I am the queen. I am the queen of selfishness. How many batteries did you change before you had to come on out here and speak to Bayley in the manner in which you did? I don't know. So, she says there's no confusion or blindsiding. And there's definitely no hugging. She told Bayley to hug her title really tight. Just like I hold my pillow really tight because every time I watch Monday Night Raw, I have fucking nightmares every single week. Sasha then interrupted and strutted on out. So Charlotte sees this and she sees that she's about to be outnumbered 2-on-1 with the now R.I.P. Boston Hug Connection. Charlotte then elbowed Bayley before Sasha got into the ring because she figured, listen, I'm going to be attacked 2-on-1 here. I might as well blindside Bayley. Sasha comes in, and this is where a 2-on-1 beatdown happened. Charlotte pummeled Sasha on the mats. She got Charlotte down, or Charlotte did get Sasha down. She mounted her, Luthez press. They were going at it. It gave me nightmares just watching them go at it because I'm done with that shit completely, and I know you guys are in the same boat as that. So, we got the 2-on-1 situation. Bayley stops all this with a chair shot. Chair shot, chair shot. Sasha took her own chair shots. She gave it back to Bayley again. More chair shots. Fans are chanting Becky, but underneath all those Becky chants were a bunch of people that don't know what they want. That's the vibe I got here. Folks, if Bayley is going heel, this is not heel Bayley. I don't know what this is. If Bayley was going heel, clearly this is not the Bayley that we were going to get. I wanted a black metal version of Bayley with spikes, lose the bun, have all the Bayley buddies dressed in black, change the music, and instead of hugging, we're going to do a wall of death like an Exodus concert. Okay? None of this shit. This is not heel Bayley. I wanted it to be heel Bayley, but this is cool Bayley. This is, I've been held down for 3 years, Bayley. Cheer me now because I look cool for being defiant. That's the Bayley we got. That's the Sasha we got on Monday Night Raw. This is not going the way that they want. So they took a little detour here, and now they're going to be the cool heels that we didn't really want, but there's nothing else for them to do. It's going to be very difficult to boo Sasha Banks. I said this on Monday Night Raw. It's even going to be more difficult to boo Bayley. We don't want to boo these women. These women could fucking punch a puppy. God forbid, I don't. I'm saying this in a joking manner. Watch someone fucking take it out of context. You fucking clowns. You could have these women steal 2 fucking huge things of cotton candy at Six Flags from 2 3-year-old goons. And they would still be cheered and loved by everybody. Seriously. You cannot do anything wrong with these women. Why is that? Why is that? Because we love and respect these 2 women so much. And we know they should be better than everybody. And they have not been portrayed better than anybody. The first sign of being better than everybody else in the division, people are going to finally say, holy shit, finally these 2 women are getting what they deserve. This is not a reaction of people hating on Sasha and Bayley. This is a reaction of, yes, this is the Bayley and Sasha Banks that I want. This is the version of both of these women that the WWE should have been giving us. Finally, WWE is getting behind 2 of the best female talents in this industry and doing what they need to do. This isn't heel Sasha. This isn't heel Bayley. We thought it was coming out of Raw, but clearly Bayley is not a heel if she's coming out with colorful Bayley buddies and still talking about loyalty and little kids and hugs. Give me a break. Needless to say, I'm disappointed. I love Sasha and Bayley more than a lot of people do, man. I really do. But the simple fact is, I honestly think WWE has taken this situation and said, you know what, it's not going to work the way that we envisioned. Sasha wanted to be the one woman out there who was absolutely shit on in a situation like a Tommaso Ciampa. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't even think Ciampa could take himself and get himself hated in the way that he was when he was feuding with Johnny in 2018. Not after what we've seen, and when he comes back, fucking hell no. Absolutely not. This is not working out the way it is. So much so that if they continue doing this, these defiant individuals in Sasha and Bayley, it actually might turn Becky into a fucking heel. That's how much people right now, I know there are legions of people who are sick of Becky Lynch right now in the current iteration that she's in. That's mostly WWE's fault. They're to blame for that because they didn't really do anything with Becky Lynch coming out of WrestleMania. But now that we got the new cool women on the roster in Bayley and Sasha Banks, they're looking much more cool than Becky Lynch is now, who's a tired act, who's got the same spiel over and over again. Which one, if you were put in front of them, which group of women would you go for? Would you go for Bayley and Sasha Banks, or would you go for Becky Lynch? I think the majority of us would go for Sasha Banks and Bayley in this situation. It's not working out. It's not working out. And WWE, honestly, in my eyes, are taking a detour, and they're going to a slight plan B here. I don't think Sasha and Bayley are ever going to become a full-fledged heel combination. Sasha's not heel, Bayley's not heel, they're not going heel. They're not. Because if you did, you'd put a little bit more effort into making them into a heel. And what we got tonight was not heel Sasha and Bayley, it was cool. Look at us, we're defiant, we're the kings of this division because we know we deserve everything we have coming to us. Sasha and Bayley. That's the way I see it. I'm sorry. It's not going to work. And I said it last night, I'm going to say it again. You could do nothing to make me boo these women. Nothing. I'm not going to boo Bayley. I'm not going to boo Sasha. Because I know all these years they've been held down. A lot of people do. Don't take these people to be stupid. A lot of people are in the same boat with the same mentality as me. You're not going to boo those women because you know for a simple fact they should be where Charlotte and Becky are right now. Moving on. Ali and Elias. This one went 13 minutes. Let me take a sip of my water here before I talk about this garbage match. Wasn't so much the match was garbage. The outcome was garbage. People were telling me, "Oh, JD, this was Elias's best match, man." I don't know. Did you watch Money in the Bank last year in his match against Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title? Because I don't think that was better. I don't think this match was better than that. Clearly, you guys missed that memo. I got a good memory when I want to have a good memory, you know? This match was all right. Elias looked decent, but that doesn't mean Elias needs to advance to the semifinals of the King of the Ring. How you have Ali talk all this game on his promos and everything about him just doing what is right and being a superhero and a role model to everybody. Modern day Bruce Wayne in this bitch is Ali. And tonight, Bruce Wayne lost to, who would I compare Elias to? One of the worst Batman villains. I don't know. Who? Killer Croc? Who? I don't even know. Scarecrow? Elias beats Ali in the King of the Ring tournament. Why? This tournament was made for Ali. The guy had an opportunity taken away from him for reasons that were not his fault. This tournament was built specifically for a guy like Ali. Elias has been a loser for 3 years. He's been nothing more than a novelty act that peaked maybe 2 years ago. And then it died. And he ran with the same gimmick and the same shtick over and over and over again. And now I'm to believe that all of a sudden he's become this great pro wrestler. And now he's on his way to being king of the ring. You can't lose 3 years in a row and be a loser or portrayed as a pushover for 3 years and then enter a tournament with somebody like Ali and then all of a sudden come out on top. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And by common logic, I don't know on what planet you're booking a tournament that includes Ali and Cedric Alexander and you have both of them lose in back-to-back nights on separate brands. Somebody clearly has an agenda here, and it's not one that we want to be a part of, folks. It really isn't. So Baron Corbin and Elias being in the finals is still a reality, which then would give way to King McMahon. God forbid, folks. God forbid. The dream is still alive. The dream is still alive. And after tonight, and what happened in the main event with Bryan, seems like Daniel Bryan's now babyface. Who's the biggest heel on SmackDown Live? Is it Randy Orton? I don't think so. I think we're going to be seeing King Shane McMahon in just a couple of weeks. Ali loses here. He misses the 450. Elias moved out of the way. Elias grabbed Ali's leg. He dropped down and drove his knee into Ali's knee. Elias ducked an enziguri. Ali tried to fight back, but it was to no avail. Elias dropped a knee on Ali's leg, like I said. Then he had drift away for a clean win. Clean victory over Mustafa Ali. And then he sits on the throne and he plays guitar to his new shitty theme music. Elias wins in 13 minutes. It was one of Elias's better matches where he's not running around like a fucking clown for the 24/7 title. But that does not mean that he needs to go over Ali in a tournament that was specifically built for someone like Ali and not Elias. Kayla Braxton interviewed Samoa Joe backstage, who said there was, a reason why he was on SmackDown Live, and he was there to scout the competition, because all of a sudden Samoa Joe cares about what happens on SmackDown Live. He said he will put his opponent in the finals in the King of the Ring tournament to sleep, and the WWE Universe will bend at the knee and call him king. King of what? King of what? Now, you got a triple threat match to look forward to. The least of your concerns about anything here should be on SmackDown Live. Give me a break. You got Ricochet and Corbin. You got enough to worry about on your own brand before you come over to SmackDown Live and worry about someone like Elias in the King of the Ring tournament. Aleister Black is in his closet of darkness again. He says if the mountain won't come to him, he will come to the mountain. Made me think about that Devil Driver song, Mountain. And Dez is screaming something about a mountain. I don't really know the lyrics to it, but it reminded me of Devil Driver for some odd reason. Pretty sure Aleister Black listens to Devil Driver as well. Now, he went on to say he's heading to the ring to see if anyone is man enough to pick a fight with him. I don't do a good impression of Aleister Black, but it is very cringe the way he says the emphasis on the T's. So, that was pretty much that. And he left and got up and walked out while he was taking off his shirt. But it took him about an hour to get to the ring. I guess he went to go change first into his wrestling gear. And then he was still on his way to the ring. I don't know. Kind of silly. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. This match went 7 minutes. You couldn't pay me to be interested in this match. I don't give a shit about anyone in this match. Even though I think Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville are pretty decent as a duo. I don't give a shit about anyone in this match. And I don't give a shit about the women's tag team titles. This match was made specifically to give Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville a win over the champions so that they can gloat that they have a win over the champions so that they can get this title match on Clash of Champions only for Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose to lose at Clash of Champions. Do you need any more fucking elaboration on what happened here? Do you want me to repeat it? Get your fucking pencils out. Tag team title match at Clash of Champions. How did we get there? Put the champions against the only fucking remaining team on SmackDown Live, or better yet, in the WWE. Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, a.k.a. Fire and Desire. Fire and Desire beat the champions. WWE gets their title match on the pay-per-view because the challengers beat the champions, and by default, that makes them the number one contender, only for them to lose at the pay-per-view in said championship match because nobody believes that Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss are losing the titles to Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. If I was a betting man, WWE is going to keep these titles on both Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss is going to go on to be the longest reigning tag team champion of all time with the women's tag team titles. Great job there, WWE. I couldn't give a single shit. Moving on. Chad Gable was warming up, stretching his bands, working out, stretching himself out, and Joe Samoa accidentally bumped into poor little Shorty G here on SmackDown Live. He then said, "My bad." Gable said he was preparing for his King of the Ring match. Joe thought it was funny. He said he needed a height share. Joe said the height jokes are tired, and I'm sure he's heard them his entire life. But he can tell every time he hears these short jokes, it still hurts Gable because he's mentally weak. And there's no room for weakness in Samoa Joe's kingdom. I guarantee you, I'm pretty sure, if I was a betting man, I'd say all these jokes are coming from Vince McMahon himself. And to be quite fair, WWE has built Chad Gable up on the main roster due to nothing more than short jokes. I don't even think Vince McMahon realizes what he has in Chad Gable. Chad Gable could do what Tyler Bate did at NXT UK TakeOver against Walter, if he gives him the fucking opportunity to do so, but nobody realizes that Chad Gable is probably one of the best professional wrestlers that they have employed on their payroll. It's quite sad. It's quite sad. Hopefully it gets him over. I hope there's a method to Vince McMahon's madness here, I really do, because what we've seen tonight, clearly everybody was involved with Chad Gable. I can only hope that Chad Gable goes on to save us all and save this tournament, which started out so great and now is looking more and more ominous as the weeks go on. Randy Orton made his way to the ring, and we'll talk about Randy Orton and his build with Kofi Kingston in the start of Hour 2. But I got to shout out my fine friends over at Audible, man. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys want 30 days free of their service? Sounds great, right? You guys want one free audiobook of your choice? That sounds fantastic. It even sounds greater than getting 30 days. How about this? What if I told you guys are going to get 30 days free and a free audiobook if you use our unique link, audibletrial.com/offthescript, man. Use our unique link. Great way to support the podcast, and you guys get something for free on top of that just for listening to the Smackdown podcast tonight right here on Off the Script. So let's talk Randy Orton. Nothing really out of the ordinary happened with Randy Orton tonight. He makes his ring entrance. He makes his way down to the ring. He slithers his way down to the ring because he's the Viper, Randy Orton. And he said in 2 weeks he'll be the new WWE champion. Please, Mr. Orton, don't let us down. I don't want any more syrup. I don't want any more buttery pancakes thrown at me every single week. I prefer waffles. Please. Maybe with a dash of cinnamon, maybe a light sprinkling of syrup, some extra butter on the side just in case I want some, you know? Preferably blueberry syrup. You got that? I don't know if you go sit down at Denny's, they got a nice little fucking plethora of syrups sitting right next to you, right on the table as you sit down. If you guys don't know what Denny's is, please. Kofi Kingston is IHOP. Randy Orton is Denny's. Vastly different. Vastly different. So, he says in 2 weeks he'll be the WWE champion. Listen, don't get me started. I think Kofi is great. I really do. But you just know, I say this all the time in NXT, you just know when someone's time is up. Kofi's time is up. Whether that's Randy Orton to fill in that spot, who cares? At least we will have a real WWE champion. And then I want to see Baron Corbin explain to me and everybody else, because he was so critical about Chris Jericho becoming the AEW champion, who, by the way, got his belt stolen from the airport. Don't know how that happened, but we could be trolled. Jericho has trolled us before. He stated, well, look at AEW. They get on us all the time for doing that, and now everybody's praising Jericho for being the AEW World Champion. Isn't it going to be the same thing when Randy Orton goes into SmackDown Live on Fox and the debut episode as the WWE Champion? Because you could have certainly given the title to a younger talent, but you're not going to do that, Mr. Corbin. Why is that? Because you want a marketable name. You want a known name on the debut episode, just like you guys might have Randy Orton do it. AEW's doing it with Chris Jericho because everybody knows Chris Jericho, especially more than Baron Corbin. Don't get me started. Oh, you're a smart muck. You're an AEW dick licker. Meanwhile, I don't know anybody running a business who wouldn't go with that business move. Clearly they know what they're doing. You're not in the wrestling business or the industry or a business mentality. You don't have one. So who are you to say, oh, Chris Jericho being the AEW champion is not the right decision? Yes, it is. Because Adam Hangman Page is so over, right? Fuck out of here. Now, you see, you got me started. We'll talk about that this week, and I'm sure I'll repeat the same thing over and over again. So Orton says he's thinking no more games and traps, and he's even waiting until the Clash of the Champions. Get your ass out here right now and face me like a man, says Randy Orton. So the New Day's music played. The Revival then attacked Kofi on the stage. Kofi is without E, and he's without Woods. Look at that, WWE selling injuries, folks. Continuity in WWE. And the New Day have a tag team title match against the Revival at the Clash of Champions. Pretty decent there. So the Revival attacked Kofi on the stage. Kofi tried to fight back. Orton jumped from the ring to the floor, and he hit Kofi with a clothesline. He threw Kofi into the ring. Began yelling stupid. He did his Orton fucking dissection, stomping him all over. And Kofi tried to fight back here still. And he was going to give him an RKO. But Kofi tried, like I said, to fight back. The Revival took him down again. And he yelled, "Stupid, stupid, stupid," after a super RKO. So that was pretty much it. And this is nothing new. We've seen this a week ago, 2 weeks ago. This is nothing new here. Which makes me wonder, Randy Orton is really looking strong here, and Kofi is looking mighty weak going into the pay-per-view. Now, if Kofi gets beat down again next week, we kind of know what the outcome's going to be at the Clash of the Champions. If WWE lets Big E and Xavier back off their leashes next week, and they get the one-up on this new trio, I should say, of RKO and the Revival, then it might be a little bit more unpredictable. So hopefully that's exactly what we see going into next week, because this was pretty basic stuff and nothing that you have not seen on SmackDown Live. Andrade with Zelina Vega. You know, the guy who always needs Zelina Vega to win his matches, Andrade. Remember him? Yeah, that Andrade. Versus Chad Gable, Shorty G. Shorty G here in the King of the Ring. Quarterfinal match. This was awesome. It was 8 minutes. It could have went 16, and I would have been a very happy man on this Tuesday evening. So, this was awesome. The ending of this was awesome. Andrade went for his version of the Three Amigos. Went for the Three Amigos. Gable came back after 2 Amigos. And he gave a release German suplex to Andrade. Andrade then elbowed the 3rd German suplex. I guess what had happened was Andrade was going for his Three Amigos. Gable was going for his version of Three Amigos, which was the German suplexes. And then on the 3rd suplex, back elbow by Andrade, stopped that. And Andrade ended up doing the 3rd Amigo, which was pretty cool. So he went for a moonsault off the top. Gable lifted his knees. And Gable landed a moonsault for a very believable near fall. Gable's moonsault looked picture perfect. Everybody got up on their feet. They were chanting, "Let's go, Gable." He had them, or they had them, I should say. They had them in the palm of their hands. This was awesome. So, after the moonsault and a very believable near fall, fans were chanting, "Let's go, Gable." Gable avoided a charging Andrade. He went for the knees. He went for the Meteora. Zelina then distracted the referee, and Gable said, "What are you doing?" He had his back turned like a dumb baby face. Gable then bridged Andrade's shoulder down. After 5 seconds, Gable let go. So he had the pin. Zelina Vega interfered, had the referee's attention. Gable got up. "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And then Andrade landed another back elbow. He went for the hammerlock DDT. Gable surprised Andrade with a leverage pin. Don't know how he even accomplished this. Completely out of nowhere. It was more like a sunset flip out of nowhere. And Chad Gable got the upset victory over Andrade Cien Almas and moves on to the semifinals to go one-on-one with Elias in the King of the Ring tournament. This was awesome. Now, again, it's amazing to me, this tournament. Like, I'm happy for Gable. I love Chad Gable. I think Chad Gable is fucking awesome. But someone had to lose and someone had to win here. I don't know what WWE is doing. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't even think that they have a king in mind for this tournament. But what does Andrade have to do to get something going for himself, man? This guy is so underutilized. It is not even funny. It is not even funny. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali, Buddy Murphy, and Andrade Cien Almas. 4 guys in this tournament that you, on any given night, could make King of the Ring. 4 of the best talents that this company has employed in that ring. I dare you to find anybody better than those 4 guys in that ring on this roster. And they're all eliminated. They're all... Add Kevin Owens to that. Add Drew McIntyre to that. It's unreal. It is completely ridiculous. Now I'm happy for Chad Gable. If Chad Gable won this, honestly, you're looking at Gable and he's the only hope here. The only hope we have here, folks, because Samoa Joe is not winning. Samoa Joe is not winning. There's a reason why they did that triple threat match. Joe is a Paul Heyman guy. So it's Ricochet, Joe, and Baron Corbin. It's probably an easy way out for WWE to get Corbin a loss in a triple threat match while keeping Samoa Joe strong. While Ricochet moves on to the finals. I don't like it. It's convoluted. It's stupid. Because the way you look at the brackets and you see a triple threat match thrown in there, that's easily a Vince McMahon fucking idea. But you look at Ricochet and you look at Gable, and they are legitimately our only hopes here. This tournament still includes Baron Corbin and Elias. How much of this, how much of it is being built around Shane McMahon? You know, there's a reason Shane McMahon's been off TV. He's been eerily quiet and off TV lately. I wonder if WWE is lining something up to just spring us. Surprise! You thought he was off TV? The biggest heel in the company is still Shane McMahon. Give me a break. I hope to God I am wrong. Aleister Black and Shelton Benjamin. This one went 5 minutes. Really nothing to say here. Black Mass, 1, 2, 3. And Shelton Benjamin got a jobber entrance. That was pretty much it. Aleister Black is fucking great. There's no reason you look at Aleister Black and think, well, this guy's going to fail. This guy's got WWE Champion written all over him. And if they don't do that, then they drop the ball. The guy is just too good to not be champion. They got a moneymaker in Aleister Black. That's all you got to do. Black Mass, Black Mass, Black Mass. Simple. Simple. Shinsuke Nakamura, I will not be talking about the 24/7 garbage. I don't give a shit. The title needs to be fucking burned to a crisp. Should have been burned on the fucking barbecue this Labor Day weekend. Shinsuke Nakamura with Sami Zayn versus whomever this guy was. Some fucking bum. Where were they tonight? I don't even know where they were tonight. Where were they? Norfolk, Virginia. Some bum that they picked up at the fucking local deli in Norfolk, Virginia. Nakamura wins with a Kinshasa. Sammy was on the microphone here. He told Shinsuke's opponent that his name is The Miz tonight. So he fought The Miz tonight because this is so great as a build-up for the Intercontinental Championship. Man, I can't wait to see the IC title defended in the manner in which it's going to be defended at Clash of Champions. Because this was a great victory over The Miz. Meanwhile, the actual Miz is beating fucking Cesaro on Monday Night Raw. Because EC3 clearly doesn't have a fucking job anymore. Nakamura wins with a Kinshasa, and that was it. That was it. Sami Zayn did his best Leo Rush here. I don't know who's enjoying this. It is fucking garbage. Absolutely garbage, and it reeks of, hi, we don't know what to do with these two guys, so let's make them as obnoxious as ever on SmackDown Live. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Let's talk about this, folks, before we get the hell out of here. Daniel Bryan made his ring entrance, and Roman Reigns made his ring entrance. Fans are chanting Daniel Bryan. He said it finally looks like they found a group of people who believe in him in Norfolk, Virginia. He said he knows how it looks to everybody else. He said the footage showed Rowan attacking Reigns. He said people think he's guilty by association. I've said this entire time I have nothing to do with it. He said a lot of people might not like him or his views or that he talks about the environment, but he's not a liar. Do you know what that tells me, folks? It means, hi guys, please cheer me again. When you have to have your biggest heel on SmackDown Live go out there and say these words, I don't have anything to do with this. You might not like me, you might not like my views, or the fact that I talk about the environment, but I am not a liar. So Daniel Bryan pretty much killed his entire gimmick by telling everybody, you might not like me, but I didn't do it. You're telling people to not like you for the reasons that we do really fucking hate you. I don't hate Daniel Bryan. I love Daniel Bryan, but I'm talking about in a casual sense. So he pretty much laid it out there on the line. Don't hate me, please. Might not like me, but I didn't do it. So he said that he never lied to the fans. He says he hates liars. He demanded an apology from Reigns. Not just for accusing him falsely or spearing him last week, but also because he is calling him a liar. So like I said, Reigns came out. Reigns walked to the stage, and Rowan attacked Reigns from behind. So we showed the videotape, and we seen again Rowan wearing a hoodie, shoved the production crates over, which I'll talk about in a second. Rowan stood over Reigns. Fans were chanting Roman, or were they chanting Rowan? I couldn't really tell. I think they were chanting Roman. I'm pretty confident that they were chanting Roman here. So Reigns got the claw, and he was slammed down to the mat. He then picked up the microphone and said, "The joke is on Reigns." And then he waved to Bryan. "Hi, Dan." "Hi, Dan," he says. He told Bryan he is worse than everyone. Again, another layer on top of the Daniel Bryan turning back into babyface Bryan. You're worse than everybody. So you got a heel, clearly, and Rowan telling Bryan that he's worse than everybody else here. So what does that mean? That means that Rowan is trying to get the heat on him and project it off of Daniel Bryan onto himself. Not really a good look here. So he says Bryan is worse than anyone else here, and he can't control him anymore. He said Bryan slapped him over and over, so he challenged him to get in the ring and slap him again in the face. Rowan kneeled and said he was proud of what he did to Roman, and the fact that he was proud that he drove the car into his on that night. So, right then and there, Rowan is photographed and videoed on the initial attack, the first attack that started this entire thing off. He was shown shoving the production crates. And then he just revealed that he was driving the fucking vehicle. Okay. That's half of the fucking, that's 2/3 of the mystery pretty much solved. You just let it out of the bag that, "Hi, Roman, I pushed the shit on top of you, and I drove the car into yours and drove away." So this is looking like a damn shitty payoff for this mystery fucking machine Scooby-Doo-esque storyline for WWE. He then says, and I quote, "I'm most proud of the pain you're going to feel at Clash of Champions," because everybody is just so excited about Rowan versus Reigns at Clash of Champions. So he then threw Reigns out of the ring. Reigns goes into the steel steps. He then cleared the announce table. Bryan ran up to him and asked him and yelled, "What are you doing? I'm your friend." Rowan told him not to tell him what to do anymore. Bryan slapped him, and this led to Rowan giving Bryan the claw through the announce table. And then Rowan yelled, "Nobody tells me what to do. Nobody tells me what to do. Never again. Never again." Sounds like a fucking lyric to a power metal song. You know? Sounds like something Nocturnal Rites would fucking sing. Never again. Never again. Whatever, man. This is a fucking mess. This is a fucking mess. What does this mean? What does it mean? I don't know, man. I really don't get it. Rowan and Reigns at the pay-per-view. WWE is teasing Daniel Bryan going back into a babyface. Roman Reigns looked as intriguing as ever with this shit, and WWE gave you that, which was pretty much the payoff. Now, I don't know what you guys are thinking. Clearly, there's one missing piece to this overall mystery. Who was driving the fucking forklift? That's what I want to know. Because if Rowan was photographed and videoed by pushing the shit over, clearly somebody had to drive said forklift, which was documented on WWE's social media. It was a forklift accident. Then it was revealed that Rowan was the one pushing the crates and the production shit on the opposite side of the forklift. So someone clearly was driving the forklift. Who that is, I don't know. I don't know. Was it Bryan? Is this all leading to them setting up Roman Reigns? Is this one of those bait and switches that WWE is so known for? Is Bryan setting himself up to be the innocent one here and using, willingly, Rowan is willingly putting himself in this situation and then working as a duo here, willingly using Rowan to beat down Reigns so that in the end it's revealed that Bryan did it all along. And even if that is the case, is it even going to matter? Because at this point, I honestly think everybody has zoned out of the overall storyline here. Doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. They had you, and then they lost you. Nobody gives a shit. Because what they did tonight completely confused everybody. I don't even think WWE has a culprit in mind. I don't. Because from what I see and what we've seen, it's as if WWE's booking this on a week-to-week basis with absolutely no vision of where they want to go. And that's exactly what it feels like. That's exactly what it feels like. I don't know. The one thing we have left in this entire bullshit storyline is who was driving the forklift. Now, is WWE smart enough to realize that they left that open-ended? Or are they brain dead and completely forgot about everything? You know who's fucking brain dead, like I mentioned before? We're brain dead because we're expecting WWE to actually give a shit. And clearly by what we see, they don't give a shit. Because if that's the fucking payoff, this may be one of the most disappointing storylines that I've ever seen WWE adventure into. Awful. Absolutely awful. You had me with Reigns, and you lost me. Now I don't give a shit. Getting out of here, guys. Remember, there's still one piece to this. Who is the driver of the forklift? Will we find that out? I don't know. I hope so. But all I know is your bathroom break at Clash of Champions is Rowan versus Roman Reigns. Thank you, WWE. Thank you for the heads up. Getting out of here, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys got the ridge.com/offthescript. Use code script at checkout for 10% off. And most importantly, I have a NXT TakeOver UK review going up tomorrow. Let the celebration begin, folks. I got the thumbnail from Salrex. It's all ready to go. So you guys are going to get that 45 minutes of me talking about how great Tyler Bate versus Walter was for the NXT UK Championship. So we'll go over that. And then we got NXT Local tomorrow night as well. So it's going to be a busy day for you guys right here on the channel. Until then, guys, thank you so very much. I'm getting out of here, and I'll see you guys right back here tomorrow for a double dose of NXT. See you then.